That's right.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming to our community. I think 100% of the our brothers, you know them well. I don't need to give their introduction to
Yeah.
you. Just we want to hear from all the participants if they have something to ask about Ward 5, any concern or suggestion. Then after I will go with 3 4 points. Then after we will hear from you.
Yeah. Okay. No. First of all, thank you. Um, Thank you to Nepali Communities Society for inviting me. And I know when my campaign was going on, I interacted with many of you guys. So this is my first time in new council that I'm coming here. So like I said, thank you so much for inviting me. Your society plays an important role in Ward 5. Nepalese community makes our community, our city stronger. Your contributions are very much appreciated. You volunteer, entrepreneur, give back to the community, so it means a lot. And I know Ward 5, there's a strong representation of Nepalese community. It's evident through your Mela. We are going into 4th year. So I just want to thank you for doing all the great work for the city. Your Mela is one of the, I'm going to be very honest, I'm not just saying it because I'm here. Your Mela is one of the best organized event that I have come across as a councillor. Well attended, and I know I'm looking forward to it. And Ward 5 is strong because of our strength of diversity. So my message always is we are stronger together. You know, and we can always we are neighbors, we are friends. So let's keep doing that and stay strong in Ward 5. Yeah, and thank you for inviting me. I got some a little bit of uh, what sections, what you guys want to talk about, what you guys want to hear. So I'm happy to do that. Um, the first one is you asked for Ward 5 strategic priorities. So my priorities, and my team is working on it, we are putting together a plan, is infrastructure that keeps up with the pace with the growth. I can tell you, when I got elected, uh, one of the things I saw clearly was that there was lack of that infrastructure, especially with the growth. In last 4 years, this city has seen like amazing growth, population-wise. We had about in last 4 years alone, I'm gonna guess 300,000 people move into this city, which is huge. Um, so I want to make sure that our infrastructure is keeping up with the growth. We have safe, connected communities. During campaign, I heard door to door how safety was a concern in our ward. Again, with our population growth, we need to make sure that that is also happening. And then strong local services. How can we support our small businesses, but at the same time, how can we make sure, I heard, for instance, there is no lab north of Airport Trail. Even though it's provincial, as your councillors showing leadership, we'll be happy to write a letter to them, email, putting forward your concerns. And then, you know, my focus is on outcomes and not output. Sometimes output is not what people want, they want outcome. How does it make their life better, safer, and affordable? And then meaningful civic participation is very important. This is what it's meaningful participation, talking to residents. So those are my priorities. And for me, it's always community first, constituents first. And like I said, it's outcome, delivery. How can we deliver stuff for our kids, our seniors, our families? And I always say, people believe what they see, not what they hear. So when they start seeing that, That is success to me. So those are my strategic priorities. When I come talk about infrastructure and development planning, one of the debates during election asked me, what do you see as the biggest challenge in next 5 years? And I said planning. We need to start planning our communities better, complete communities that have recs, recreation, better parks, playgrounds, transit,
Schools.
yeah, and keep advocating to province to start building schools faster. And like I said, we are growing. We're going to continue to grow. So that's and then another thing is, how do you make sure that infrastructure that you need is pushed into growth cycle earlier? Not years after families move in, right? Like school is a perfect example. Even though province, if traffic light is needed, we shouldn't be waiting years. We should be upfront saying, okay, you know what? Developer is paying for these traffic lights. You may not need it today, but eventually you will need it because that's why you're asking developer to pay for it. Why don't we install it now, right? Those kind of again, growth is only good when services keep up. And examples I give you of infrastructure, Northeast Athletic Complex. I don't know how much you guys know about it. It's when I got elected, we lacked good recreation infrastructure in our ward. So one of the things I worked hard on was making sure we are bringing that Northeast Athletic Complex. I'm happy to say, my first term, I was able to get 110 million for phase one. Phase one is going to be 4 outdoor soccer turfs and very first designated cricket stadium in Canada. Very first one. With floodlights and everything. Phase 2 was not funded. Last council, I couldn't get that phase 2 funded because I wanted full. This council, very first budget in November, I was able to get another 65 million for indoor field house. This is, and Genesis, it may not look like Genesis, but it's going to be 35-acre facility. They are in the design phase right now. Construction is starting end of this year or early next year, and it's going to be built by 2029. It's going to have outdoor theaters, basketball courts, cricket stadium, indoor field house with soccer, cricket batting cages, change rooms, outdoor soccer turfs. If you can go on internet, you will be able to see there's a project page. It's going to be a place for our kids, our families, and our seniors. 35 acres. It's going to be huge. Again, infrastructure. Right next to it, it's Northeast Athletic Complex is coming between 80th Avenue and 88, Métis and 41st Street. Right next to 41st Street, I had to fight for this. I was able to get a Costco approved. So they are starting construction this year, right? It's a 20-acre Costco, gas pump, liquor store, full service, right? 1,000 parking spots, 200 to 400 jobs. That's what I mean. Administration was not that receptive to the idea because those are industrial lands. And I said, no, we worked with administration. I really want to thank administration. We were able to finally get it approved. So that's coming. Another example is Country Hills. It was sitting there for years, 1 lane. Yeah. Now that work has started. This year they're going to complete it. It's going to be 4 lanes. And then it's going to have sidewalks, 60th Street between Country Hills and Airport Trail. That started last year. It's going to finish this year. So we're going to have 4 lanes all the way to 88th Avenue. Cornerstone Regional Park. I don't know if you guys, those who live there, 128, the nice gazebo, ice rink, basketball courts. It's beautiful. And that's just phase 1. There's going to be 3 phases, 120 acre, new prairie winds. Phase 2 is funded. Phase 2 work is starting this year or next year. So that's what I'm talking about. And then we are putting money into older communities like Castle Ridge, Falcon Ridge, 5-way network, upgrading our sidewalks, and some of the roadways, like they're very wide. Martindale Boulevard is one of them, close to Crossing Park School. We're going to put some bike lanes there, not taking away the parking, but we're going to make them narrow, right? So speed wise, people will slow down. So those are the things. And I always keep saying, when I got elected, first term is about getting money, starting project. This term is seeing stuff happening. You guys will be able to see, oh. And for me, I always say fairness for Northeast. We can't be neglected anymore. You can't ignore it. But leadership matters. You will get stuff done when you speak up. And I don't hesitate to speak up. I'm not going to apologize for it. Public safety. It's one of my top priorities. I always say I'm a father, I'm a husband, and safety depends on trust, right? So we are working with Calgary Police Commission now. They're going to be bringing, right now, 600, one officer is serving 600 people. That's just too much. So they're going to bring an ask in budget coming up, hiring more officers, 660 more officers. We are also working with, we are working on each ward. Last council started this. Every year we get 2 pedestrian lights. So we are getting those installed. I was able to work with our mobility team. We are starting now to get those speed humps. They were done on Skyview Street in front of the school, Taradale Drive. This year we're looking to put them on hopefully Saddle Ridge Drive, and there's one other road we are looking for. We had some curb extensions done. So safety is about prevention, proper designing, and community partnerships. How do we work with communities to make sure that is happening? The third one is, guys, I talked about small business support initiatives. Ward-5 has #1 total number of, is highest small businesses in the city. And many of them are run by families. They themselves work there. We just heard an example today that the new business is opening up. It makes me feel happy. And I know Nepalese community, we have some Nepalese businesses here that are run by families, by friends together. So what I'm trying to do is making sure these small businesses stay anchor of our community. How can we work with the city to shorten the time for land use changes, development permits, business licenses, because the more people have to wait, the more it costs money. Every day delay is money. So I'm making sure I'm working with them, and small business, I tell them not only they create jobs, but they also make sure money is invested locally rather than big box score. And I really want to give kudos to administration. We had 3 businesses where there were issues. Their inspections were getting late. They were not getting occupancy. We went and talked to administration, put a case forward, and they said they got their licenses like that. And then other thing we're trying to do is also making sure we're bringing red taping down when people are applying for business licenses. Unnecessary requirements to do this. And then I said civic participation. This is what it is. I know as immigrants, as newcomers, sometimes we don't engage in civic life, but I always say get engaged. But engagement should be accessible and not intimidating. We shouldn't be concerned about if I'm going to send an email, is my counselor going to reply back? I should be always accessible, and I try to do that, right? And I know how much these organizations play that role in community building and awareness, bridging that awareness gap. And your participation helps us make better decisions. So that's one of my priorities. Another one is multicultural engagement. It's not like one-off engagement. They shouldn't be just doing it for the sake of it. it should be done with value. And then long-term partnership with cultural organization. We are working on a strategy for that. Like I said, practical progress, not just showing. One of the things I'm working now is some organizations, they're working with their kids because they want to keep their kids engaged with their roots, with their culture, with their language, but there's not that much help out there, funding-wise. Everything costs money and time. So we had 2 organizations reach out to us and they said we don't have any funding. So I'm working with community services. We had a meeting last week or the week before, sorry. I'm gonna bring a new notice of motion asking them to start a new stream of funding, especially for these smaller organizations. Big organizations, they get FCSS funding. They got people who can write grant applications. Small organization, volunteer driven, it's hard. So that's what I'm working on, guys. And then yeah, I think my commitment is, again, practical progress, collaboration, and making Northeast the best place for people to live, work, and play. And another one is like when I got elected, one of the things I was, our seniors, many of them sit in a playground or a park and they didn't have proper benches. They didn't have shaded structures. One thing I'm making sure is that we are getting that done for them. The very first one was in Terradale. They got a shaded structure there. They got nice playground benches. Then we got now 3 in Cornerstone. One is in the regional park. If you go check out that in summer, you can have a birthday party. It's so big. It's beautiful. When I was there, I was so happy. There's basketball courts, there's 3 basketball courts, ice rink and all that. That park is beautiful. Then there's one in south of Country Hills called Corner Meadows Park, Corner Meadows Heath Park. That's beautiful. Go check it out. Their picnic table is wider than this and longer. Every year and then we had one built in Skyview, across the Max. Then we are getting now, this year, they're going to build 2 in Redstone. They are beautiful. We work with city administration. I'm getting 2 done because I'm hoping, fingers crossed, one is going to be for our men and one for our women. Especially, most of these shaded structures are taken over by men. and city does not, city builds it for all. But it's just a cultural thing. But so it's going to be 2. The DP was issued. I had a meeting with them the other day. Seating is very important. Because we like to see each other. We like to play cards. So I've asked them to change some seating because they were not proposing this kind of seating. They were back to back. I said no. So that will be done. So like seniors, kids, I know Cityscape, I'm working on something now. Cityscape has a really, really high density, but our playgrounds do not have proper equipment. So I'm working on that. So those are some of my priorities, big ones. My dream is next 2-3 years, and I want to make sure that we start a conveyor belt of projects, not batches. Because as long as I'm your councillor, you guys will have a voice there. I want to make sure if I decide to leave, there is projects after me that keep moving. Currently, we are working on a strategic plan for next 4 years, which means 4-year budget will be set in November. So I'm working on few projects there. I'm trying to get them into budget, like airport trail widening, Métis trail widening, infrastructure that is aligned with planning. I'm new city's new planning document. It's called Calgary Plan is coming out this year. I'm making sure that they are looking into when they're making planning decisions, they're looking into right density. So right now they calculate density units per acre, how many houses you can build per acre. To me, it's good, but in our ward, it's people per unit per acre, because mostly our households are multi-generational. We don't, like, you go to Mahogany, you may have two people living in one house. Here we have 7, 8. Basements are rented out. And again, we don't have proper infrastructure. We, transit is another, I fought for it. We were able to get 136 routes started in Cornerstone, Corner Brook, Corner Meadows. Route 80 for Homestead started. 128, 145 services every 10 to 12 minutes, 15 minutes. And those game plan I talked about, game plan is our rec strategy. This is coming to council. I want to make sure that's properly funded. Cornerstone Rec Center is part of that. So these are, I can go on and on because I'm very excited. I'm very excited because we're going to see actually practical progress happening in next 4 years. And infrastructure upgrades, amenities. I'm working on one project that I cannot go into details. It's very confidential. If that project goes ahead, it's going to be beautiful for our Northeast. Yeah. So like, yeah, planning, infrastructure, safety, parks and playgrounds. So these are some of my my priorities. All right. And yeah, I think the next one is dialogue, I believe. So if you guys have any questions, if you have questions regarding the city plans, I can help you with that, answer that, whatever I can. If you have question about Ward-5, Northeast, or even Northwest, or something, I can help. I can answer it. Yeah.
Just a curious question, which is my question is city-wide. In my experience in the last 5-6 years, the traffic congestion in the city is increased manifold.
Yeah.
Does the city has any plan to reduce the traffic congestion inside the city, north, south, east, west, whatever?
Yeah. No, that's a great question and a very valid question. So, like I said, we in 2017 to 2021, in 4 years, we had 32,000 people move into this city, 8,000 per year. From 2021 to 2025, we had almost 400,000 people. And infrastructure was not ready.
Yes.
Right?
The same, almost the same.
Yeah. So I agree. Infrastructure was not ready
Yeah.
to manage this population growth. And infrastructure was not ready because nobody. So one of the things is, city used to do every year or every 2 years, I think, civic census, their own census. I'm an engineer. I work in oil and gas. Data is the king. Everything else is your opinion, right?
Yeah.
And when we don't have data, this is my struggle at city. We rely on federal census. Federal census is done every 5 years. By the time we get that data, it's 7 years. We're already 7 years behind. So what we have done is we are bringing civic census back next year. So we have data available to us to make these decisions, where to invest. So you're right. So second thing is some of the changes that were made at provincial government, like licenses, international licenses valid for 2 years and so on. I think whoever, in my opinion, road test must be, it should be there.
Yes.
So people can learn the laws and all that. So you're totally right. And the proof is, the third thing is, when provincial government eliminated automated traffic enforcement, the cameras on lights and all that, that is really hurting because now people are not afraid, right? They want to speed, all that. And the result of that is last year we had 10 pedestrian deaths in this city. 10. That's a shame. This year already 2. So yes, we're working on it. We're working very closely with mobility department, asking them how could we make effective change. But I'm asking for patience.
Yes, obviously.
But
It didn't happen. I
yeah,
wouldn't.
but it's I totally agree with you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Just a comment. Anyone who wants to ask a question, please use the microphone.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
You good? Okay. Thank you, Raz. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Family commitment and all. Finally happening. And then a couple of things about the Ward-5,
Yeah.
especially cityscape, because I lived in cities. One, we have a very poor network. Like we have no range of the network of the phone mobile tower or
Yeah.
something. I think that's long-term issue. You are aware of that.
Yeah.
We also complained a couple of times. I don't know. That's a really necessary because we didn't have a range in Cityscape, Skyview, Redstone, and all those areas. Another one. I think I have a conversation with you last time. There is a bus route from the airport to Cityscape to the. That's when something happens. So the people who work in the airport,
Yeah.
the live in Cityscape is really hard time to commute right now.
Yeah.
That's before they have a route. Now they change it or something happened there. And third one is the safety. In last week, about 2 weeks now, Savannah and
Yeah.
you heard the gun violence and all those extortion. I think we really we are listening from the city or something. We are working on it. But now it's very scary, and lots of like only last month I think 5 gun violence, whatever extortion or gunshot or those in the cityscape, Savannah, Redstone, and I think Tyrell as well. Those kinds of very scary, especially for the minority community, is a South Asian community. And there is a religious things also going on now, Hindu, Muslim, or whatever ism, Sikhism or something. So what really city has a plan to work on those things because other issues, youth, drugs, all is there as well, but especially with the gun violence and all those things. And in the especially in cityscape, there is a we complain so many times about it as well. In the cityscape, when you go to cityscape's drive behind, like beside that playground and cricket zone, that speed limit is 50. We try to get it down to the 30 because our kids are playing there. I think a couple of incident happens before. That's speed limit is 50 to turn down to 30. That's also. And another one is one extra lane to go towards the cityscape, and always police is there and getting the traffic ticket to all the pedestrian or wherever residents in the cityscape. That really is scary. But I don't know how we can navigate those small things to change and give the facility to the Ward-5 residents.
Yeah. Let me first start with your network. City does not build phone cell towers. That's not city's mandate. That's federal. So federal government under science, innovation and all, they look after all that. So they will have to ask a service provider to put a new tower. City has nothing to do with it. City only gives land use. So, and what I have done is like I was talking about being your counselor, I have written many times emails, and the result of that was that one tower was installed on 109 on the other side of Cityscape, but that hasn't helped. Again, the problem is density. I had residents from Skyview said nobody's listening to us. I went last year, 2 years ago. I went door to door, got a petition done for the tower. We sent it to all the service providers. So that tower. My understanding is there's 4 more coming. So be patient again. One is going in Cornerstone, big one. That might help. And 2 are going in Cityscape. There is no plan, in Skyview, no plan for Cityscape. So that's one. Number 2 was?
Bus route to the airport.
Yeah. So we had a meeting with Transit. When they took out 100, I was not happy. So they're working on something, because I have requested if we could get a bus route 100 go back onto 104, because that bus stop is very busy, the one on the other side of Métis, and many people living in Redstone, Cornerstone, Cityscape, Skyview, they can get off there, jump onto the bus and go to airport. So we had a meeting not last week, the week before. on that, and they are considering that. Third one is, you said playground zone. Have you called 311?
Yeah, I call all the times.
Well, get more people to call, and please do us a favor. Whenever you call 311, ask for service request number, SR number, email it to our office. That makes our life better, because now we have a reference number and we say, hey, look, our residents have called 311. Why hasn't something been done? So that section, Meaties to Roundabout, lots of pedestrians, they cross. So what we have done is, it will be done this year, I don't know when, May, maybe June, they're going to install pedestrian lights there.
Yeah, very strange as well,
Yeah.
because people doesn't know, people come to the two lanes
Yeah.
and they go both are in.
No, this is for pedestrian. So they're going to install pedestrian lights by the park, so people can cross safely, because right now. The fourth one is those that, so we looked into it, City Mobility Department did look into it. They cannot do much there. I think there's some provincial requirements too, but that lane is for emergency vehicles. They cannot convert that shoulder lane into a third lane. That's why I was saying, proper solution is to widen Meaties from 4 lanes to 6 lanes between airport and Stony. So I'm trying to get that project into budget this year, because I know it's critical. But you will see, Shri, once they open 60th, yeah, there will be traffic.
There's a lot happening, that lots of people doesn't know about the traffic rules and all those things, and then police always hiding there.
Yeah.
And there every day, I think now summertime, every day there's maybe 50 tickets issued there.
Yeah.
I think we have to put some sign, this is emergency
Use or something, so people aware of that. Because
Yeah.
end of the day, like we are paying the tickets and our residents has to pay the tickets, and it's not like I think cheaper, 284 or something like that. Once they got it, and every day they issue like 10, 15, 20 tickets there. That's very, yeah.
Yeah, I'm making a note. Mary Trail shoulder lane.
Yeah. Either we have to put some sign there, is only emergency lane or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that. I just made a note of that. And 30 between roundabout and on 104, right?
No, not 104, but beside the cricket ground and playground, there is a football ground and cricket pitch.
Yeah.
That is 50 Joel. That's why they didn't play, before they used to play the football, the soccer there. Now they are not playing because it's ball growing and the speed is 50.
Okay, I can look into it. Again, there's provincial requirements where you can put a playground or not. Typically, you need minimum four playing equipments like swings and stuff to be eligible for a playground. But I think it's a valid point that there's playing pitches there.
Soccer field
Yeah,
and cricket
yeah,
pitch, and but the speed is 50.
yeah. On Cityscape Drive.
Yes, it's,
That will increase your commute time.
no, there's an incident happens before. Young kids are there and it's really.
No, it's, this is why we are meeting, right?
Yeah, it's good, right?
Because like I said, typically they say, well, minimum 4 playing equipments before we can even consider this. But I mean, I don't think safety should be contingent upon that kind of stuff. It should be like, it's unsafe. What can we do?
And thank you that you put that's changed to the cricket. I think that's like a pitch.
Yeah.
That pitch there. And then another one.
That pitch is going to be gone very soon because they're going to start cityscape construction, schools construction.
And another one like Cityscape need a basketball court as well.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that I cannot promise you, but I'll work hard on it.
No,
Yeah.
every community has it now, like
Yeah.
new community restaurant and everything, and Cityscape has a.
There is a basketball court.
That's from Manami and that's no.
Okay.
So that's really important about safety and all those things. And they're concerned because lots of now at least people who live in escape and work in airport, they shoot me the message, just call me, and that's how I talk with you. I complain there too.
Yeah.
But
Well, when I talked to Transit, right, Transit said, okay, we have taken 100 out, but we have put back 157. So if you take 157, go on to Country Hills, you can get off there and then jump another. This is the argument they gave us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Raj, for highlighting on the projects the city is working and some of the projects that are in pipeline. So my question is a very general question. There is an influx of immigrant population in overall Canada, right? And Calgary is not, the exception. So I work on a daily basis at a community center, being stationed at the community center, and I see those vulnerable population with high language barrier, which is one of the challenges for people to get employment, right? And in this regard, I think it is the city's jurisdiction. They are facing different type of insecurities. One of them is housing insecurity. I don't know whether it is just the city's, it is under the city's jurisdiction. I would like to know, I think everybody would like to know what city's strategy is in coordination with the provincial government and also with the federal, how city has envisioned to kind of overcome that, problem. Housing insecurity. Yeah. So we all know that there are more than 7,000 applications in waiting list when it comes to Calgary housing, that affordable housing, right? Housing company. Yeah. So is there any kind of strategy that city is working on in order to solve that issue?
Yeah. So that's a great question, and housing. And if you listen to some of my colleagues, you will be listening to them very soon. They don't believe housing is city problem. They believe it's a provincial and federal. They should be investing more into housing. And housing is actually provincial and federal. Cities never used to build. So what started to happen in 17 and 80s, federal government and provincial government started to make cuts to funding for housing. So city had, by default, it fell on city because we cannot leave people out on the streets. Last council, in housing, city of Calgary is leading nationwide. Last year we had 21,000 housing units built in the city, the highest in Canada. And the result was because in 2023, previous council, they were very passionate about housing. They brought a strategy called Home is Here, which is 98 action items. So we said, look, we only have limited resources. We cannot keep building housing. But what we can do is we can support organizations that build affordable housing, like Attainable Homes, like Calgary Housing Company, which is owned by the city, like Humanity for Habitat, like Safe Space. So what we are doing now is we have created a fund that like for instance, Attainable Homes has a $40 million line of credit from the city. We also said, okay, city folks, go look at lands that are surplus to us, that we can give it to these people, they can build. So example of that is, if you go to Whitehorn, behind 311 Center, that is being built, that was a city land that was given to Home Space, they're building those units. Another example is, it's starting very soon. It's going to be in Franklin, the station. That parking lot is going to be gone. They're going to put affordable housing there. So we are doing everything we can. City is. We are, like example, Attainable Homes built that by Genesis, that project. That's Attainable Homes. And I totally agree. CHC, Calgary Housing Company, has about 5,000-6,000 people on the waiting list because Calgary Housing Company, owned by city, we lend them money and all that. They can only build at a certain pace. And their assets are both mix of city and province. And province in the last few years have been cutting their capital maintenance costs. So it's hard for them to keep these units up to date. Calgary Housing Company has one asset in our ward in Falcon Ridge. So we are doing everything and anything, but that was last council. My fear now is this council, they want to stop supporting any sort of affordable housing from the city, which is dangerous. Who's going to support it? Province is not doing it. And we, last council, approved that zoning. We made the changes to allow for more housing. Federal government, we worked with them. They gave us Housing Accelerator Fund, $251 million. And part of that is we said, okay, how can we increase housing? Secondary suite incentive. Right now, if you want to build a new suite, you get $10,000 to $15,000 grant money, free money, right? All coming from Housing Accelerator Fund. We started giving subsidy to people who want to convert old office buildings in downtown to residential. $75 per square feet grant, not loan, grant. Many units have been converted now, old office buildings. But that's not enough because there's still people. But it's going to take time. But my biggest fear now is with this council, there's already like talk of, no, this is not our jurisdiction. They want to cut office conversion project, which is going to be huge. And then they want to cut all affordable housing spending by the city.
Sorry.
It's very dangerous, right?
What do you think, Raz? 'Cause is there a consensus that, so looking at it...
So, sorry, before I go there, so I just had a meeting with Attainable Homes about 2 weeks ago. They have a new project coming on 6th Avenue and I forgot the street, by the train there, 6th Avenue. 6th Avenue and what street is it? I think it's 9th Street.
9th Street, yeah. I think that's been converted to...
So they had one project that they finished. They have another one that they're working on. It's modular. And I said, I want to see what modular. So they bring modules and then they convert. It's 84 units and it's going to be...
it's under Trellis Society.
84 units Attainable Homes is building. And these are all studios. And rent is $1,050. Very affordable. So I was asking them if they have any plans in Ward-5. We're working with Reds to see if we can find some land where Attainable Homes can maybe come and build some housing. Yeah.
That's nice, thank you.
No, just firstly, as I'm speaking already, I would like to thank you, Raz, for everything you have done in your first term and the second term. Like you said, I told you before as well, somebody has to put heart, mind and soul to make change. And I see you as a councillor who did that in Ward-5. I know it's with our demographics, where we in the city, the growing side, it takes a lot to do that. Thought process, working with different stakeholders, and thank you for that. So speaking on the conversation you mentioned about housing, so if city's jurisdiction is not in the housing, I'm worried about that consensus building in the council, that who's going to be the responsible? Is it the province, is it the federal? Like, how is that being looked at?
Housing is normally seen as provincial and federal. But that's why I said the problem is, since federal and provincial governments start making cuts to housing and all that, they from social housing or whatever, it fell on city. And if city doesn't, if we don't say, well, that's my fear, that's why I'm concerned.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave people on the street. No, we can't do that, right? So last council, I give them credit. They took some tough decisions. And they were not worried about political outcome. They wanted to do what was best for city. And I'm not saying this council is not. They have a different vision. They feel housing is not where city should be, in affordable housing. Right. We should be totally out. Like I said, provincial government has made some cuts, but yes, the other day in their budget, they have allocated some funds to affordable housing, which is good, because now it gives at least someone like me to make that argument at the council. Look, provincial government has stepped up. We cannot stop. This is the wrong time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Raz. My question also relates to housing. Hopefully it will be pretty short because we've already discussed a lot in housing. Recently we've been hearing that council might be repealing the blanket rezoning. At the same time, last couple of days, I was listening to the radio that city has plans to provide some incentives for the backyard
Yeah.
suites.
Yeah.
So can you explain a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so backyard suite incentive was launched last week. This is just an incentive like secondary suite. Again, it was all part of the home is here strategy to open up more housing. So it's part of that. I don't know what the criteria is, but like for instance, I think it's pretty much close to secondary suite basement. Secondary suite criteria was you need to apply. It's a brand new. It has to be brand new suite. You cannot have existing suite, and so you will have to apply for grant. Oh, sorry. First, you will have to apply for DP to build a new one. Then you have to apply for a BP. Once you have your BP number, building permit, then you have to go and take a module, and then when you're applying, you have to put your BP number in there. City administration, housing team will look at it, and they might come back to you, so and they say, you're eligible for 10,000 or you're eligible for 1,000, whatever. And then you have 6 months to complete that. And backyard suite is going to be pretty much, I think, same format. The only thing will be if you have a legal secondary suite, you will not be able to get a backyard. Yeah. So it's either or.
Either or.
Yes.
That means you can make 3 units.
Yeah. So blanket zoning, I don't know what's going to happen. Public hearing starts in March 23rd or 26th. We will listen to Calgarians, and then we'll make a decision.
Hello, Raz. I have 2 questions regarding the safety, community safety.
Yeah.
These questions are based on some of my observations, as well as based on what other people said, what I heard from other people. The first question is regarding the street safety.
Yeah.
Most of the time, especially when we drive in the northeast area, we can see that people, the drivers, they don't stop in the full stop, as well as in the red light also, they easily pass the red lights. We already discussed about pedestrian heat and pedestrian not feeling safe, not being safe. What kind of measures and intervention strategies are implemented or are going to be implemented to make sure that even other drivers as well as pedestrians are safe? Another question is regarding the general safety. A couple of months ago, I was in a program, and informally, I had an opportunity to talk to one of the Calgary police officers.
Yeah.
He said that the northeast quadrant is the area where there is a higher level of crimes. Also, I remember that one of my neighbors who was born in Canada and was living in northeast area for many years. I think from his when he was born till now. He said that, Yubras, do you know why people they start moving from northeast to other area of the city? And then I said that no, I didn't know what is the reason. And he said that especially those who are having young children, there is higher chances that they're gonna be be addicted. A lot of addiction problems, mental health. They get bullied in schools. And also, what I remember about what the police officer said, that there is a higher number of crimes and addiction issues in northeast area. So what kind of safety measures and intervention in terms of this as well are implemented, and what are your strategies to help people to stay safe?
Yeah, first thing is like the pedestrian safety, that's very key. One of the top priorities for us.
Mm-hmm.
So there's many factors. When you talk to CPS, like I said, when provincial government got rid of automated traffic enforcement, that has hurt us a lot. Because people are now speeding because they know they're not going to get lights, traffic tickets, and so on and so on. So we are requesting, again, provincial government, please allow us to start putting those CPS, those radars and so on and so on. That's why I'm not making a connection that last year the 10 deaths, pedestrian deaths, were a result of that. I am not saying that, but there has to be some sort of correlation somewhere. This year we had 2, so to this council, pedestrian safety is very important. So actually, I'm working with our mobility department's director. We just had a conversation on Thursday. I'm working on a notice of motion to put some extra funding towards mobility plans, safe neighborhood streets or whatever, so we can have more engineering designs in place, right? But so I was talking to the director, I was doing some research. In Toronto, they used to have literally 45, 46 pedestrian deaths. Now they're down to 16. And we said, you look at cities like European cities, Helsinki, 0, Copenhagen, 0. Copenhagen is just like us. What is different? And the difference is enforcement. You can put engineering staff, whatever. It's police. And like I said, 600 people per police officer. If 0.5 of them commit crime, that's 3 people. One is killing, other one is speeding, the third one is stealing. Where is the police officer going to go? Go to prevent the death. So what we are now doing is, we have created and this team will be effective, it's called a community safety team. Last year their focus was playgrounds and schools. This year they're going to expand into the community. It's not properly resourced, in my opinion, only 10 officers, but we're going to put money into that. Police is going to come in asking for more officers. Like I said, provincial government, our funding per police officer per person, they gave us $16. So all the funding is supported by taxpayers. And when we say, okay, well, we need to hire more police officers, it's going to cost money. It's going to increase your tax. No, people get mad. But to your point, people also say, I'm okay. If you increase my tax, I want to see the result. So what we're going to do is now in this budget, we're going to hire more officers so people see the result. Second question was about, what was the second question? General safety?
General safety, overall safety.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who was the officer. Northeast does not have the highest crime. Actually, if you guys want, I don't know if you can Google Calgary Police Crime Dashboard. If you bring it up, you can actually see the crime rate for the entire city. You can see community by community. If you live in Cityscape, you live in Redstone, or you can go to Redstone. It will show you how many crimes happen there. It will show you what type of crime, everything. So when you look at that data, which I look, Northeast is actually doing really good, in my opinion. We have other parts of the city that are affected. But again, what we need to do is we need to have a very coordinated mental health addiction. Again, provincial funding, they have been cutting. Last budget, we put 10 million towards that from our pocket, city pocket. Now some councillors again saying, it's provincial, why should we be spending? We need, when I talk to police, and I met our Deputy Premier, Mike Alice, Minister of Public Safety, about 2 months ago, and I brought up issues that they supported CERT, they gave us CERT, 50 officers. District 5, which serves Ward-5 Northeast, was given some officers, but last year they moved them to downtown. Why? So now they are bringing them back. In fact, I was yesterday at Saddle Ridge, and they were doing they have, those golf carts? Police have now golf carts, and CERT team uses them to go around the neighborhoods. Then I met with our Justice Minister, Ms. Mickey Amery. I told him we need to make some changes, right? So then I met the police chief, Deputy Chief Asif Rashid, and I would love to bring Asif to your organization to have discussions. He's very compassionate. Again, they also need support from other levels of government. We need fundings and so on and so on. But often they say, we can only do that much, we also need community support. We need community to be engaged. How can we connect with our youth? How can we bring our youth? That's why, you know, that notice of motion I want to bring to create capacity building funding. It's just for those organizations. Like if Nepali Community Society wants to do a program with our youth, well, guess what? People don't have time. But if you want to hire someone, it costs money, but you don't have funding. So I want to bring this funding source so you can apply for that funding so we can support our youth. So yes, safety is #1 priority for me with infrastructure and planning. So happy to keep you guys in the loop, yeah.
Just try to...
Oh, sorry, before I go there, I don't know the date. When is the date? When do we have our city services session at Genesis?
March 14th.
March 14th? Perfect. So come March 14th to Genesis, 4 to 6?
2 to 5.
2 to 5. We will have bylaw there. We will have police CPS there. We will have mobility. We will have transit, Route 100 where Shrikanta went. We will have planning. Oh, perfect. So come out, talk to them.
Sure.
Because they need to hear from you.
I think this is the similar program that happened last year too.
Yes, we do it twice a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, waste and recycling will be there. Yeah.
I'm just emphasizing that the last couple murdered in Redstone, I live on the same estate, unfortunately, on the
Redstone
same
Park.
estate. And after they were murdered, within 3 days or so, there was a SWAT team, something like that. I was from my second floor doing their whatever there. It's so scary for the whole community. I observed myself.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's not that it's less than other area. For the resident over there is very serious. I think it's more serious than other area in Redstone.
Yeah.
I just wanted to emphasize
that. 5-4. No, I agree, and I'm sorry. Like I feel for Redstone, and I have friends, family there too, and police CPS is aware of this. But that action that took place actually may end up making Redstone a safer place, right? Because CPS does not take things lightly. They take everything extremely with seriousness, and when they do something, they have full information before they do something, and we have really good officers in CPS. So. And again, it's a very, CPS, amazing people. But you know what? They can only do that much. Our criminal code needs changes, right? At the federal level. Or our bail system needs reform. Or at the provincial level. We need to fund our justice system better, meaning more judges, more what do they call it? Justices. So cases that's not a backlog. Last one. I talk to CPS, and they're great people doing amazing job. But there comes a point where they are frustrated too, right? When they work so hard to get someone in front of the justice and the case, and then there's, I don't know how many of you guys know, there was a Supreme Court ruling, it's called Jordan's Rule. Jordan's Rule is saying that if you don't start a court case in 2 years, your case will be tossed out. So defense attorneys, they purposely are prolonging, they're asking for more information. So it's very complicated situation. That's why I keep saying, we need our federal, provincial people to be stronger voices for changes.
Okay, Raj, thank you for coming here and explaining all these. I had a lot of some points, but already most of them are answered. I'm focusing just for the now for the seniors part only.
Yeah.
Because you know seniors are with all this from the radios, and we talk now for the safety, and now seniors are little scared. We talk about because TOS is working for seniors. As you know, we did some discussion last year, and this year also we are thinking to do the safety for seniors discussion, coming to get an answer for the seniors. They need, they want to know what is the safety provisions or the new systems these pedestrian or the drivers have to follow, and then more, but for the more for the safety for the seniors, how we can do for them, and they want to answer those things, and we are planning to do with your help. Last year we did, this year also. So what is your plan for the next, because you had a last term and then new term here now, and congratulations for your new term. So there are a lot of questions you answered, and mainly for the safety for seniors, where I want to get something.
Safety is for all. It's like every person in Calgarian expect and deserve safe environment, be it pedestrian safety, be it personal safety, be it general safety. Like I say, I'm a father, I'm a husband. When my kids go out, I'm a son, my parents go out, I shouldn't be worried, right? So safety should, in my opinion, shouldn't discriminate, right? So like I said before, we are putting more money into our mobility plan. We are putting more resources towards our law enforcement. We are also trying to make sure that there's community organizations like yours or others, like North Nepali Society Community, Community Society, do more of interaction, dialogue with their members, because safety also starts with you, right? I come from oil and gas. Safety was number one. I worked at Suncor, and their motto was safety above all else. And guess what? When we went to the field, the first thing we had to do was safety starts with you. Do you have your proper PPE? How many of us give our seniors reflectors when they're going out at night for a walk? I don't think we do that. Our seniors should be wearing something, so if a driver is driving, they see a reflector, they say, oh, someone is on the street. We need to do more of that engagement with our seniors, with our kids. How can we provide them reflector? Hey, look, if cost is a thing, we can work together. See how. So when I went to a field in oil and gas, the first thing starts with me. Do I have my proper PPE? Am I prepared to go on a site? Then go walk around, see, okay, what are the hazards that can potentially. And guess what? There's data. In oil and gas, the deadliest month was January. Guess why? Complacency. People are coming off vacation, their mind is not on the job, and when your mind is not on the job, you're in trouble. Same thing, if I'm walking, if I'm driving, mind on the job. Keep attention what is happening, right? I'll give you an example. December 31st, 2024, I was sitting home, but I had an event in in Ward-5, and I was like, okay, do I go or not go? Somewhere, it was like an instinct. I'm like, something is going to happen today wrong. I started driving, I was super careful. And that little awareness saved my life, because I pulled myself into the left lane. Whenever I stop, I check my back rear view mirror. I see a red truck coming at 150. Went straight through the intersection. And thank God nobody was in the intersection. Just imagine. So city is doing, we are taking safety very seriously. Senior safety, kids safety, overall safety. We're going to put money into our mobility plans to make streets smarter, safer. And then I think as a communities, let's start having this dialogue with our
my question
right?
is to deliver these things we have done in our, in a city level, province level, to put those information to the seniors. Mainly, I'm talking about
Yeah.
seniors. We should have a program like this. We should organize this. So you have to help, and we'll put a plan.
No,
And
no,
then
we
have
will
to-
help, but
yeah.
we
And to
we as a
discuss engaging the seniors. Basically, maybe they are not aware as we know.
we will help, but city we are very limited in our resources, right? Seniors and all, it's mostly provincial jurisdiction again. So I encourage you to get in touch with a ministry that looks after seniors, and put forward your case. Say, look, we need more resources because most of our seniors are newcomers, new to this country. We need to educate them. We need to provide them like simple things like reflectors and all that. At city, we will definitely continue to support whatever we can. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
We are at the
time
at the end. I'll go through a couple of points. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
coming to us. You already mentioned that you are keeping our Nepali Mela in your mind.
Yeah.
And you are one of the initiator to approve that one, and you gave us the opportunity, and we are continue for that. And this year we have July 18, and we want to bring mayor. I think we need to work with you to invite mayor, because last two Mela we were not able to bring mayor. Last Mela she was here, and this year we want to bring him as well. And one more thing I want to highlight is you told cultural transformation or teaching to kids or something like
Yeah.
that. We have 180 students learning Nepalese culture through the language classes. We are renting a school in the Crossing Park, and including the fee for the rental and insurance and everything, we are spending more than 7,000 for that.
A year?
A year. So if city have something to give us something back or something like that, if you have something, please let us know. We will go through.
Yeah.
And on that case, we are getting around $3,000 every year for all the things, for supplies and everything from Sala.
Yeah,
And rest we have to manage everything, and every year we are spending almost $30,000 for material, teacher, and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So if anything there, we will love to see that. And I think you came to our resource center like 4 or 5 times. We already upgraded our resource center. I would like to invite you, if you have any program that is the venue is paid by your ward or city or something like that, I would like to invite you to use our resource center, our hall, for discussion or something like that. We have 92 capacity.
Okay.
And we have audio visual system and everything. If instead of going to big companies, like if you are renting in a Genesis, they will not value your $400-500, but we will value it.
No,
Right?
no, we will be
So
happy to do that.
We would like to invite you for those things. And last time I was talking to you about the parade, and I think you will help us, and we need to get that one because of Nepali Mela. We want to promote there, and we call it Panchebaja. That's totally different in all over the world. No one have like that kind of baja. You heard, you saw in the Nepali Mela, right? So we want to promote that instrument there. We want to showcase our Nepali baja, and we want to promote our Nepali Mela in the parade.
Yeah.
So we would love to work with you, and definitely we will go to the parade application,
We already sent it to
Yeah.
you, I believe.
Yeah, application, I think there's another organization that is interested. We help them do the application.
Yeah.
So I talked to Stampede, and they said it's going to be a very competitive because they only have limited spots. So there is a very specific criteria how to qualify. But that being said, I told you the other day, send us your application copy or whatever you have. We will. I'm happy to start working with Stampede. I do not sit on their board anymore. I left this year, but I'm happy to do whatever advocacy we can. No problem. Going back, if your center is available, the reason we do it at Janus is first it's big. Second, there's lots of foot traffic, library, accessibility, transit, and all that. That's why we use that. I would love to do it here. So maybe if we are doing a event that does not require too much reliance on transit, it's very specific, I would rather give those dollars to you. And it's good to know that you have a sound system and everything.
Yeah. We have audio, visual, everything.
Yeah.
And we have kitchen as well if needed.
Yeah.
If some other organization that you are supporting them, you can recommend them to come to us. And if some organizations they don't have enough budget, then we can go with the discounted price under your request as well.
No, I will. I
They
will.
will be happy. We will be happy, right?
I will keep that in mind. And then there was another, Mayor. Why don't you guys send him an invite now? He's a busy man.
We already sent it invitation.
Oh,
I already sent invite.
okay.
I got reply from your office actually. I don't know how it went to the
Ward-5.
Mayor office had not replied, but your office had replied.
Jurisdiction.
No, because our office, Gagan now looks after it. The policy in my office is every email.
Deep sync.
Yeah, deep used to. Policy of our office is every email has to be replied within 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
If it's not, you're in trouble. if they have phone, call them and tell them we received your email, we are working on it. Residents deserve that respect. It's not about me. and so now Gagan is taken over from Deep. Deep has moved to another project. And then every day I get a list from them for people who have phone number. I personally call them. It's respect. Like I said, as long as I'm your voice, I'm there, you will have a strong voice. So Mayor, if you send him a request, that's great. I'm very sure, I'm hopeful he'll come. I feel he should come. And then there was another thing you asked me. I got to run too.
The parts are.
Oh yes. So that's what I was talking about before. There is right now the only funding source is and what is it called? FCSS. And FCSS doesn't fund this kind of stuff. They find more after-school programs. There is an organization called Bridges for Youth. They get lots of that funding. They are running a program in Crossing Park School after hours. So this is what I was saying. We had another organization to reach out. They're doing exactly what you are doing. They're connecting their, it was a Bangladeshi community actually. They're doing culture, language. City at this point does not have a pool of money to support that kind of work. So that's why I'm bringing a notice of motion asking city to start a program like that.
Even if we get a little consider on the rental fee, that we have to go through city, right?
CBE.
CBE. That's a decision CBE make.
Okay, you don't.
No. City does not.
Then you should have some reimbursement.
CBE makes those decisions. And you do it every weekend?
Yes, every weekend. And kids age starting from 6 to 17 now. Before we had a 6 to 14. Now we are adding some classes with some extra activities like volunteering. How to do that? Like anchoring, like those things for the upper level.
How many kids?
179 are registered. Sport is 180, but 179 kids are registered.
Let me see what we can help you. I can just tell you now it's very limited in scope, this kind of funding. But let me see. Yeah. Maybe we work with someone who can provide you space free of cost.
Yeah. That would be good.
Right? So, so you don't have to waste all this money. So let me look into it.
Okay.
That's it.
Well,
thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Well, to end up this meeting today with Raz, on behalf of Nepalese Community Society of Calgary and CSE, I would like to thank Raz very much for taking time to see us at our center.
Yeah.
And also, just to highlight before we end up this meeting, so when we're talking about Stampede Prelude, participation in Stampede Prelude, we are not new. We have been doing that in the past, and we have a strong history of showcasing our cultural. Yeah, we have strong history of showcasing our cultural aspects. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
I didn't know that.
On the prelude.
Yeah, on the prelude. Yeah.
Yes.
Not the prelude. So what you're asking now is a standalone.
No, it's Stampede Prelude.
Prelude. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Thanks for clarification.
We have to get in there before we aim for the actual.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. Because I was under the impression that you want your own float because that is very competitive. That's very theme driven. That is so. Why don't you send me the application?
100%. And also, I would like to thank all the community members, our seniors, and all the community members for attending to see Raz with us. Thank you so much for your time, and you have been a great help for Nepalese community always.
No,
thank you. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Look, I really, again, want to say thank you for having me. It was a pleasure. I think it's all about public engagement, listening to you. That's my job. I like the fact that you guys understand that patience is sometimes, it's the hardest thing to come, but it's important. Change normally takes time. Quick change is not sustainable, it's a band-aid. And band-aid, we don't need band-aid solution. Because if I leave, someone else will come and rip it off. We need permanent solution. But I'm here, like I said, always accessible to you guys. I know many of you have my personal number. Always, whatever I can, I'm available. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I made some notes. I know Gagan was taking notes. Monday, we will, in our team meeting, we will discuss all this. We'll put some actions, what things can be done fast, right away. Other things might take some time. And like I said, listen, you guys celebrate your Nepali heritage at Mela, which is great. I also, I invite you guys to also use City Hall to do, yeah, maybe that is your hall, City Hall. That is not ours. Many organizations use the atrium for some sort of a celebration. I invite you, use that. We have Sikh community in April. They're gonna have 2 weeks of display there about Sikh history in Canada. People walking through those halls, they read that and they look at it. Sikh community is gonna also, every April, they have a lunch with council and executive leadership team of the city to show them, showcase them who they are, what their accomplishments are, what are their projects. We are doing iftar dinner on May 9th with the Muslim community. I encourage you, I invite you. Let's get out. Let's do something where decisions are made. Right? I'm there to help you guys. if you want to do some sort of, and it's unfortunate, it's very unfortunate that they have got rid of the flag hosting at City Hall. I was against it.
Is it passed? I thought it was failed.
No, it passed second time,
Ah, come on.
8-7. But that was your opportunity, right, to celebrate the not just the great nation of Nepal, but your contribution. So, like I said, if you want to do an event there, if it's a seniors event, if it's celebration, if you want to celebrate, you can't throw Holi colored, but if you want to celebrate Holi, if you want to celebrate another, rent out that atrium for a couple 3 hours or couple 3 days if you want to put an exhibition about Nepali history in Canada, Calgary. I'm there, happy to help you.
This is a great point, actually.
Yeah.
Society should think about it.
Yeah.
And I think as a representative president of chamber,
It gives
I
you
would
more,
think as well.
very exposure, big
Exactly.
exposure. Like people know, okay, people know Nepal, everybody knows where Nepal is. Every Calgarian knows Nepal is.
How do
Because
we-
Nepal is only right now famous for Mount Everest. But Nepal has more to offer. It's not just about Mount Everest, it's people, cuisine, culture, language.
Yeah, good cause.
Good cause. You come there, they say, oh, okay, well, this is how long Nepalis have been living in Calgary. These are their contributions. So I encourage you to do that. And thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm happy to do more of this. Like even if we want to do once a quarter, once every 6 months, I'm happy to do this. So we have taken some notes. We'll send some notes back to you with some possible actions. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I'll show you, Raz. This is the 2016 prelude.
Oh, okay.
Prelude.
Sorry, I didn't.